main focus is just we come out of here empowered. We come out of here with having shared, a lot of different strategies or mechanisms to cope. So yesterday I was hosted by Ubungoma.sa, and we were talking about what's going on. So we were talking about grief, how the impact of this whole COVID and lockdown situation. But with regards to grief, not being able to attend our funerals of our family members, a lot of things came out, especially in Dabayem. The traditional. Yesterday we were talking a lot on the cultural impact, the loss of traditional rituals that we actually do or if it's shonel. But today we're talking about a whole lot of different losses that we can experience during this lockdown. So it could be a loss of your job, a loss of income, loss of relationships. What other losses can you have? Loss of freedom, feeling isolated, and all of that. So we're talking about all those different kinds of grief of losses that could cause you grief. Njangamanje. I mean, there's is it not connecting?
Doesn't say what you're on live.
But there is somebody that's on right now, which means it is connected, it is live. Somebody, whoever you are on that is live right now, can you just...
Wait, is that Facebook?
Yes, it's Facebook. Did you go? No, I'm not on Insta. I'm on Facebook. So I wanted my son to connect on the other phone so I'll be able to read your comments. But yes, as I was saying, Uguti, there are so many different losses that we're experiencing. There's a loss of title and a loss of power. And why do I mention that? I mention that because mostly we talk about, most of us, we have this thing. If if you had a job, you would go to work and you'd have a title. So you are a manager, you are a CEO, you are an assistant, a director. And when you are in lockdown, you actually just ubaba like kaya, umama like kaya, or ingane like kaya, and that loss of title does something to you psychologically. And also, when I talk about the title, we talk about an issue of Uguti, if you are the man of the house or ubaba waekaya, you have this role of Uguti umnumzane, and in our culture, umnumzane is umuntu that provides. So now COVID-19 is making you not to be able to provide. So I'm just worried because yes. So it's making you not being able to provide. So then you lose that thing of uguti ungumnumzane, then you indoda. And once you lose that, then you start taking your frustration out on your family. Because now you umisiwe emsebenzini because you are not an essential. All of a sudden, your job is not that important anymore. And that job was something that was giving you that feeling of importance, that feeling of, I'm the it. So now, what happens now? Our Sakono provider, that you have been stripped of, you have been stripped of that element of uguti ungumnumzane ngoba you can, So then what I'm saying is COVID-19 is actually teaching us to sort of rewire even the way our social our socialization, our culture socialization, and also rewire our mentality in terms of what makes me who I am, what makes me the person that what makes me feel good about myself. You understand? So guys, welcome for coming. I would like for you to engage in the conversation. Sikhulume, not just me. Let me know, how you coping, what is happening. What is your grief? What have you lost? Have you lost a job? Have you lost a loved one? Have you lost a relationship? Have you lost money? What is your loss and how are you coping so we can help each other and help other people? So so as I was saying, ukuthi, with all these losses, psychologically we get impacted, physically we get impacted. I just discussed a bit about the psych in terms of your traumas that you go through or you have, especially if you're not being able to go and bury your loved ones, especially with when I was mentioning all the losses, there's a loss of being able to host the special events that you were planning all along. Imagine you were planning to have your wedding on the 30th of March and you were told, lockdown, cancel your wedding. That does something to you. You were so excited, you were ready emotionally, physically, you were losing weight to fit into your wedding gown. Now you're sitting thinking, should I still be on diet or should I now just carry on? Because this thing has happened the way when Zagangayo and it's affecting you. So then what I'm saying is, so that is both physically and psychologically. And if you want, you can even go to spiritually or traditionally, in a sense that, we saw Lesisilobe Eboshwa because they carried on and had a wedding during lockdown. So there were a lot of conversations around that where people were saying, but then at the same time, there were people who were saying, but our culture says even though there's many ways of looking at it, okay, but did she have to have a big decor and stuff? But she had mentally prepared for this, financially prepared for this to happen, and probably they've been wanting to have this wedding for how many years, and then COVID-19 happens. So think of now Facebook is reminding us of Uguti Manje, its graduation period. You studied so hard, you were ready to receive your cum laude or whatever it is, or just to achieve to get your ijaz lak, or whether it's diploma or whether it's degree, whatever, and now you can't walk the stage. Imagine last year you watched Abantu Bekita, what they were wearing and everything, and you're already preparing your outfit for the graduation. You would say, yeah, that's my turn, I'm going to do this, and then boom, lockdown, you can't do that. So that affects you, whether we are born a manje or we are born a later, because that's another thing that we need to look at. Because some of the things that are affecting us or impacting our lives now due to this lockdown, some of us are not aware of them right now, because we're dealing with a lot of things. And as time happens and as you start feeling with shit. So I was actually impacted. I now am dealing with post-trauma due to things that happened during lockdown. So basically what then that says, Uguti, even after lockdown, we are going to be dealing with a lot of issues which came about as the cause, or as the reason of Uguti Besiloke down. Therefore, we experienced A, B, C, D. We were looking at the news, also abantu base the people are baby twice. Twice is not nice, guys. So people have been away from home. Some have been away for a year, for 2 years, for however long, and they were ready. Look, next week, sehamba uyekaya. You get along, you get on with your life, and boom, lockdown happens, and the government says no mkitis, no nothing, stay there. I mean, that is something. I mean, you must think, Uguti, some of the places, they don't even have networks. So those people are not even connecting with us right now to allow them to cope, or to allow them to feel our sincere condolences, our sincere empathy for the support that we want to give them. So, that's a thing that we should actually be, very happy about that. Guys, we are privileged. We are online, we are live streaming left, right, and center, and we are getting this information, we are getting the support, we are sharing ideas. We have we're just busy constantly, and there are people who actually can't even connect to these gadgets or to the network. I mean, data is also a thing, eh? Data is another thing that we need to be grieving right now. What's it, guys? Honestly, I see you, my gogo. Please also add on, Guti. I mean, what is it that is impacting you? How are you affected by this COVID-19 lockdown? Pooh, guys. Asingayikhulume yo jwala nobogwayi. I mean, we want to promote that people don't drink anymore. We want to promote that people don't smoke because of the health reasons. But we also know ukuthi that's why there were jokes ukuthi nengane ngeke uvele uyikhiphe nje beleni kanjalo. When people go, there are people who are actually alcoholics. That go, for them to stop, they need to go to AA, they need to go to rehab and progressively deal with this problem that they're dealing with. So now we actually are in forced rehab, and how we react to that, it's different. So some people are impacted by ukuthi ubaba, malume, whoever that they are staying with has been pulled out of this alcohol, and so they are having there's side effects to that. And who gets ubano olimalayo with those side effects. So then I get affected or impacted as the child, because whoever that I'm living with is dealing with the fact that they need ujwala or they need ugwayi and they can't get it. Which is something that is expected, that when you stop a behavior, or when you stop an addiction that you have been in for a number of years, you are going to have side effects. Now nobody is monitoring that. You're just on your own, after lockdown. So those are the things. If really there's someone who has a comment or something that we can also deal with, you're welcome to add. That's why we're live, so that you can also contribute, so that you can also tell us how you're coping. But one of the other coping mechanisms that I can actually share is to just to say to you, don't be hard on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to feel the anxiety, to feel this little bit of stress, to want to grieve something, to want to moan the loss of just the freedom of life. It's okay. I mean, this life is screwed up. It's not your day life. And honestly, if we carry on as if Yonkinto is okay, then there's something wrong with us. Fanele ungabe right, so don't then be hard on yourself. Would say, oh yeah, I see Obani, they living their best lives as if they're okay. No, we're all coping, guys. We're all just putting a coping front, and we're saying, let's do this. And if we are positive, then we come out of this okay. But being positive doesn't mean not dealing. It doesn't mean not facing the reality of what is actually happening. So I don't know, how are you coping? What's going on? What are you feeling right now? What do you feel you've lost? There's also there's already having lost something. And then there's this anticipation grief of possibility of losing something. So right now, people are already getting letters, Uguti, they're going to be paid a certain amount, certain percentage less of their salaries I mean, that is hectic, that is something. And then some people are already getting letters that are saying, there's a possibility, we need to retrench some people after this because the company won't be able to pay you guys or pay us because of the situation. I've already received an email that says, there's a possibility that there won't be board exams this year. How the impact of that is that then what happens to me for the whole rest of the year, So we understand that anticipated grief is already there, and you see. You see a lot of these posts where people say, if you haven't wrote a book by this time, you have lost valuable time. If you haven't done something valuable at this time, if you didn't finish your dissertation at this time, listen. I open my laptop and I want to do that bloody dissertation. Ingqondo ayisebenzi because I'm thinking of other things. So don't feel like I've wasted time because people say that. Umfundo Dlamini-Ngcoya. Sis wakhuluma ngento which I think abayicabanganga when decided on this lockdown. I think you're talking about indaba ye graduation, sis. I think you're talking about graduation or more other things that are happening. And I know you were looking so forward to it. And even though they say, those that didn't get an opportunity to walk the stage, mind you, they will be given an opportunity to do so, should they ask after. It's not the same. Yes, it will be recovering and it will just give you that sense of, but by then the outfit that we had planned to wear now izobe seyigqokwe abanye abantu and saying asafani ungasafili ngayo, the excitement that you thought, the date that we had put down, the money that you had saved to use for your party izobe seyisebenzile. I mean, we're buying groceries day in day out, so lo mali izobe ingasekho, so I feel you mntama landela ukuthi I know how devastated you were about this lockdown, how it impacted you and also our businesses as well. Yo, guys, hey, being self-employed is no puppet place, I'm telling you. So boom, lockdown, you have invoiced. Those that you have invoiced, but say, look, the money that we were expecting, which is ongena, so we can pay you, aingenile. What do you say, and you actually even continue to work, and you can't work because lockdown is happening. So then you sort of sometimes wake up, go to the office, you think, okay, I'm gonna do one or two things, but it's like reality hits you to say, but instead I'm just sitting here. Hey, Elleris. Instead I'm just sitting here, not doing anything. So Elleris, how are you coping in Pretoria? What's going on? Are you going to work? Are you guys at home? How are the kids coping with not going to school? How are you coping with homeschooling, guys? Listen. A homeschooling situation is a thing that I can just put my hand up and say, I am shy shame. It's just too much, At the same time, that is another thing that we should be feeling privileged. We should really be feeling, wow, thanks God, we are one of those people who are privileged in the sense that our kids, they have schools that are sending them work, that are marking the work, so they are up to date. What about izingane that are in the rural areas, that don't have these gadgets, that don't have access to internet, that can't be working from home, that don't have parents who are educated, who cannot walk them through the syllabus? They can't. It's not that they don't want to, but as long as there's caps, the LOs and the SSNS and the SS and the what, we can't help the kids. And so what about those people there? We should really at times be saying what he has in, thanks God, we have this privilege. At the same time, I was looking at a friend of mine, who is actually back home, Lalin. And when she posts her videos in the morning of the tranquility of just being in the bundus and just waking up and being able to go by the river and being able to just sit outside and listen to the birds and see people about, just living, but some are planting their food, in my head, I'm thinking that's the space I could enjoy being right now. Less pressure, less worry of thinking what's the bond situation end of this month, this, that, the rush of the cities, which I can't do anything about right now. So, it's vice versa, I think. I think the people that are there think they want to be us, we here, we want to be them. So, you know what? Mfundo, you're saying with self-employed, sure, it's really hitting hard. I saw you actually trying also Sibal Kulu with the masks. So I'm hoping with that sort of gives you a little bit of boost. It actually comes in handy. I was actually thinking, what if I had umshin maybe I would be able to learn a few things, one or two things as well to keep time or to keep going. But I'm proud of you that with everything that is going on, with all the disappointments that you've had as well, but you are doing something and you are adapting to the situation and saying, what opportunities can I get out of this bad situation? So I just want to say I'm proud of you and many other people that are not tuned in now, but I know of that are actually doing great. Doing great is not just doing something that is physical, that is also contributing financially, but just being there for your family. I want to also give a shout out to my sister, Ututumlaba, who's actually spending time with her daughters, and she is actually taking it one day at a time. She's impacted financially in terms of employment, in terms of she can't get out with lockdown, but she has said in our group in the healing space, one positive thing that's come out of this is being able to spend time with her daughters and just being there with them and understanding who they are, what they're about, what their struggles are. And I think a lot of us are just trying to do that, and we're not used to that as well. There's also that kind of discomfort, whereas you are now expected to full-time mother and full-time parent, full-time father, Obaba, some of them are used to waking up in the morning, go to work late, come back after hours, it's eating, and then sometimes prayer, and then sleep. Now, Baba is there every day, full day. There is no sitting on your newspapers or whatever. You need to engage with your kids and father and be there and shout and teach and all of those things. So that is something that was also our hope after this lockdown. We can keep some of the things, because some of the things are good that are coming out of this lockdown. I mean, there are certain behaviors that are good. Hello, Speva. I also just want to say I'm very proud of you, my brother. I see you working very hard for your family, for your daughter. And I know it's not easy, it's hard because you're away from them, but you are working to provide, you're working to maintain the title of Ukuba Ubaba and Uba Umnumzane, and hopefully ungekdala zobe sesithuma somewhere, but I'm really proud of you. Keep up the good work. And I'm actually also very proud of how you are happy with the work that you are that God has given you an opportunity for, because there's a lot of unemployment going on now, and when you get a job, you ubamba ngezandla ezonke and make sure that whatever it is that you do, you make an impact. You are happy and you are proud and you are grateful. That's when you get blessings for more things. So I just want to say big ups to you and all the other brothers and all the other men that are there pushing those big trucks. Yeah, guys, siyabonga. Talking about trucks, there are people that are driving trucks, delivering the food that we're going to buy now, which are away from their families, have been since the beginning of this lockdown. I just want to say big up to you guys. Thank you so much. And I was reading somewhere, Guti, how this COVID and the lockdown has humbled most people, has humbled us in a sense that it has turned around the roles or the power roles where abantu, siyasuma ngo-2023, ayi siyabonga khehle, siyabonga, we really want to umuzi kumele ukhule uphakame. So I was saying ukuthi the roles have changed where people that were working as all these, they thought they were they highly paid, fine, but they thought they had these powerful jobs, are now being told, wait, actually what you're doing is not so essential anymore. And really, I want to say to the guys that are essential workers, siyabonga, like we really, really are grateful for the sacrifice that you do daily, that you get out there and fill our petrol, our diesel, and make sure ukuthi siyakuthola ukudla, as I was saying, the truck drivers, the marine guys, that are making sure, the people that are on the ground, cleaning, so when we get to the shops are clean and we actually feel that comfortable to say, because when you walk in and the shop is clean, psychologically you kind of feel like corona ayikola, but there are people who are cleaning that shop, and I just want to say thank you so much, go mama no baba, that are doing that. Our cities are, the roads and everything are clean because of you guys. Siyabonga kakhulu. I was saying that, I think I posted the other day, Guti, as healers, we're not immune to things that we heal, and as therapists as well, we're not immune to all the pathologies that we help deal with, because if that was the case, ngabe the nurses and the doctors don't get affected or infected with this COVID-19. So you guys wake up every day knowing exactly that you're not immune and go there and try and help other people's lives. And I just want to say, with what you're doing is just unbelievable. It's really unbelievable, and I want to say thank you guys. We really appreciate you. I know my sister-in-law is also a nurse. It's scary for us to say she's possibly putting us at risk by putting herself at risk, because then it put us at risk, but she has to do that, and I want to say I'm very proud of you, Pilile. Keep doing what you do. It might look kwabanye as if nje into encane, but kuthina into enkulu kakhulu, also as a family and as a community and as a country, to all the nurses, especially without the PPEs that our guys are supposed to be getting. You're not protected. It's like you saw with no gun, nothing. Honestly, it's sad, but you are still going out there. Umfundo uthini Dlamini? I'm thinking the government should have hired more social workers, therapists, psychiatrists, etc. to assist with the psychological effects the community are going through. You are very right, my sister. You are very right. And yet here we are sitting in our peace gardens talking to you, trying to give you the psychological help from wherever we are, because that hasn't been looked into. I sent an email the other day to say, but guys, but that's a story for another day, that tells you things. But we're not going to stop. We're going to give the services. We're going to do what we can from wherever we are. Hence, abafundisi, they also shumayelaring from the podiums of their lounge in the kitchen and all of that. Hence, about the traditional healers bayapahla. When you pahla, you're pahlaring for the whole country to say, let our ancestors come through for all of us. We're not just pahlaring for the clients that are coming in, which are now can't come in because of lockdown, but we're pahlaring for the entire country, for our government, for everyone to say, they see a difference. That's why there are teachers that are teaching online, not just their classrooms, but they are teaching the entire country. So I think what this calls for is that whatever skill that you have, whatever that God gave you to use, this is the time that you must use it selflessly and just look beyond. Am I going to be paid for this? Am I going to be recognized? Hi, Lizwi. Am I going to be recognized for this or not? Just do it. If you can, help where you can, with or without pay. And I always say, mina ukuthi healers get healed through healing others. So because there's always a thing with who heals the healer, banonyang udokotela, and all of that. But through healing others, that's how we get healed. That's how we look at this. I was talking about the grief and the issues of not being able to bury your loved ones. That made me go read up on that, made me go sit and meditate and deal with my own issues, then come back to you guys and say, look, I understand how you feel. Therefore, you are not alone. Therefore, let's try A, B, C, D. Then when you're sitting on the other side, you actually heal. You're like, oh, wow. I thought there I was going crazy. Abantu bebengihleka kuma before ama WhatsApp esekhaya chitha ukudla kungathi sina siyahlanya kanti no, actually everyone is understanding where we're coming from. Hello Mafai, awuthokoza gogo, uthokoza sithandwa sami. Uthi Mafai, why uhulumeni engacelanga onesi nodokotela bethu abasemazweni ukuzolekelela? We can't have onesi abazinze ko-Australia abangasabuye emakhaya bezolekelela guys in. No, look, I hear you. That I agree. But how many unemployed nurses in South Africa? How many unemployed nurses? I mean, we talk about the same thing. Psychologists and psychiatrists and whatnot. We are intern psychologists sitting at home. We're not working right now. How many nurses are there that are unemployed, that the government could help with the manpower? How many doctors that are not employed that could help with the manpower? I mean, there was also another issue of Uguti. The government actually decided to rather have the celebrities do the teachings with the Department of Education, do the teachings for Angazi, literacy or whatever. And people were saying, how many people trained as teachers that could have done this? But we are here. It's SA, we're here. That's why I say, ukuthi kubhlungu kunjalo. Let's just do what we can. Pro bono, yes. Pro bono being for free, but abazalwane bathi niyobonga emazulwini. So if that's the case, sobonga emazulwini, let's continue to work, let's continue being there for each other, being there. I mean, I've been seeing people up and down, behambisa, insizwa to bogogo and stuff. Yes, we're seeing on the TV, the government is saying they're going to provide food parcels and whatnot. But I don't see it reaching some of the places. And yet I'm seeing a lot of individuals that are actually saying, mina nomndeni wami, or mina and my partners, me and my gang, me and my friends, we're going to make a difference, and we're going to put some food together and take it to these people. Yes, considering the risk that they're putting themselves into, but I am saying big up to you guys. Keep doing what you can. Let's just because masingathi solinda government sizothola sisenkingeni. If kukuthi government uzogcina siza akasifice sihamba. I mean, look at this now. Durban is we have lockdown within lockdown, because someone was saying we are now the New York of South Africa because of this intense lockdown that was being put. Guys, I'm having visitors lying at din manjena. Okay, let's never mind. It's beautiful visitors that are coming to say, hey. So, yeah. So, things are happening, and I think let's just keep moving. Sibone ukuthi senze njani. Sawubona Thandeka Majola. Wena uthini? Kuhamba kanjani? How are you coping with the COVID lockdown? What do you think we can do better? How do you think we can cope? That's what we're discussing here, and thank you guys for the input that you are coming up with. And look, I spoke, I know I'm all over the place, but that's why it's live, because you go this way, you go that way, because other people are coming. I'm actually looking also on my WhatsApp what people are suggesting or saying, so that's why you'll find Uguti, I'm here and then I'm there. So someone is actually talking about Uguti yo kuraf the relationships. So we were talking about the other day about a relationship, which is some relationships last because of the long distance. And then there's people who are saying long distance ibulalama relationship. So basically what lockdown is doing is we are in long distance relationships, even though umuntu ula emlazi, because ola emlazi can't get to langkhona edodi. So that's the reality of it. So those people are being affected. They are being, their relationship, abanye izobikhona by this end phelinyanga yonke le. 35 days is not for babies. That time you're starting to reflect, you're starting to think, why was I even in this relationship? How am I feeling without this man around me? Have I been coping very well? It's like, oh, actually, honey, I'm doing just fine without you, baby. I'm thinking of that song. But you just think, I've been doing so fine without you in this month, in this 35 days. Actually, I don't think we should work after this. So that's the thing as well. And someone was actually saying, this lockdown, the conversations we have with about oh baby, it's I miss you, because there's no other content. So that also affects or in fact makes you realize, hang on, we actually don't have anything common to discuss with this person. And then there was another one who was saying, look, had I known, I wouldn't have been locked down with wherever I am. Location, because some relationships last because of the distance. And I know of them when I do marriage counseling or the marriages, or some marriages work when they say the distance make the heart go fonder. So if esebenza away, it makes them that excitement of wow, and go be exciting. But when they are there, or when the person is in your face all the time, someone is saying go in the marriage group, say, guys, with your husbands every day, all day, from extent to mama, what, because remember, with this notion of gender roles. So if you've got a partner or a husband who has the socialization of mina njengendoda ngizovuka okwamsebenzi ukuthi ngiprovide by going to work and bring in money. When our umsebenzi as a wife is to cook, look after the kids, look after the house and all of that. Now this man is not going to work, but is still not helping you or resuming the duties that you are doing, because of the socialization of his gender, the gender role socialization that tells him lo wenzayo wena are the roles of a woman. But imagine the frustration uhleli with this person, yena eyakhe role akayenzi, uzokutshela ukuthi it's not because ngifuna ukuyosebenza, it's because of the lockdown. Excuse me, you are here, so let's see ukuthi ungasiza kuphi, bath the kids, clean the house, help me with something. Noma ungihlekiseke nje wenza ama jokes, sihleke, mangikitchen ungilandele ngihleke. You would have done something. No mufunda man, while I do when you're reading something for me, so I'm informed. But do something. So then I'm saying, those relationships are being affected. So that's why there was a thing of after the lockdown, kuzobana khona ama divorce. divorce is caused by this thing of which is valelene in one space, and we're learning things about each other. We're learning things that we didn't know. I don't know what time is it now, but yeah, we're just going on. So that was the thing. Abantu bebekhuluma ngayo ukuthi yeah, it's sophuma singile la. Yeah, so guys, I mean, all in all, sengizobuye kwasholo mama sonto nathi sengizovala. I just want to say ukuthi, look, we are all in this together. We are all in this together. Don't be too hard on yourself. It's okay. I don't know how many times I want to say it is okay to not be okay. The situation is not okay, Yona self. The country is not okay. So musa when it was with pressure of saying of listening to people saying what you should have done this, you should have achieved that, you should have this, that. Oh yes, and I was just talking now. I see there's a comment that I must just acknowledge of my aunt who's in England, who's actually saying she's a mother of the two young twins, and as the family is in South Africa, and her grief is just that anticipation of saying I just hope kungenzeki lutho ekhaya, because there's I won't be able to go to South Africa. And at the same time, we're saying there's also that thing of I hope nothing happens to me and my kids when I'm this side, because then my family is so far away. And we have her family which is in France. We have family that is in Italy, which we can't get hold of right now, and we're thinking, are they okay? Are they alive? What's going on? All of those things. So I just want to acknowledge you, Mam Nomo, and there to say, look, I thank you for also checking on us. It's Katinesningi when we just wondering what's happening about you or on you. You check on us, how you guys coping. This is what we're doing this side. This is how we're coping. Maybe you should try it as well, because you've had it more than we've had the situation. So you have some tips that you also share with us, and I'm really grateful for that. I just want to acknowledge you and say thank you. Yes, Dlamini-Ngcoya. Thank you for tuning in and being here with me, and I hope you just feeling a bit of comfort to say it's okay. Sizobariety after this. No, Sibari must just hang in there. After the lockdown. I also want to say, please reach out to other people. That phone call, even if it's just a minute phone call, to say unjani, and especially don't be fooled by what people post on social media, because you would think people are doing work and the people are struggling but because we just want to put up this brave face, we put pictures that we look that as if we are okay, but we're not okay. So check on everyone. Don't pick what's ILO. I think we're all right. We'll post on Instagram and udla 3 a day. It's just us. That's just coping strategies for some of us, just to just to keep yourself as if you're all right. Right. And then those that are very quiet, check on them as well, because I think I discussed this the other day. I know of people that when they're going through issues or they're going through tough times, they shut down, they isolate people. So imagine when you self-isolate over and above this quarantining that is caused by COVID. Hi, Tobza. My friend, you're just up the road from me and I can't see you, but we can't blame it on lockdown. It's been just busy. And I think now it's a reality shock to say we now have time, and yet we can't actually see each other. I hope you and your family are okay. I'm not sure if you are essential working. If you are, I hope you are safe, and please just everyone just needs to be okay, and just sibhekane. I think I cannot emphasize that more than anything to say, check on me. Even if you drop a message and say, are you okay? That is important. And I did say, where you can, please do that. Some of us are at the point where, we're thinking, yes, I see kuthiwa kwenziwa amagunya, but amagunya enziwa ngogesi noma ngegesi ngamafutha and all of that, so I can't even make amagunya. So jikjela where you can. I want to say also, let's be kind to our loved ones. Let's be patient with our loved ones that we are locked down with in whichever space that we're in, whether it's our kids, whether it's our husbands, with our mothers. Let's just be kind. Let's be more tolerant. I think this, if anything, this is testing our tolerance. How much can we tolerate each other? It's testing our patience. It's testing our love. Because then they say love should be able to overlook all these other things that are happening, because a lot of things are going to happen. We're going to be moody, we're going to be picky, we're going to be fussy about things, we're going to snap, we're going to be angry, because of the things that we're feeling. I mean, with us, the spiritual workers, we have even the energies. If like injoba is really now we're feeling all these heaviness and all the energies that we are absorbing from wonke umuntu that is feeling depressed and feeling down, and as a result it impacts me, and then I impact my family, because then they trying to make out why am I down, why am I angry, why am I crying. It's because I'm feeling all this sadness that is coming around on each side, and I'm trying to deal with it. So let's be patient, let's be creative in ways that we cope. We're just talking with this other friend of mine that was saying, we are lucky in a sense that, like, now I'm able to come in my little peace garden and just and talk to you guys. There are people who don't even have a garden out of sight of their houses wherever they are. They don't have a bedroom that they can run away to. So you are stuck with everyone else, and you're trying to deal, and you have to deal within everything else that is going on. So let's think of them. Let us pray for each other. I know a lot of people are having nightmares now. It could be caused by the anxiety as well. It could be caused by the overload or the overwhelming in the what you're talking about, the media that we're busy trying to keep ourselves busy with. So we're always on television watching izinto, sometimes watching all these horror movies, and sometimes we're always on the news watching how many people are dying, how many people have been infected. So that also is going to affect us. Even sometimes watching things that are positive can also have this negative impact on us, in a sense that you go on Instagram and seeing everyone else living their best life, and your life is not moving forward. So that can also cause you a bit of anxiety, in turn can cause you all these nightmares, and you wake up feeling grumpy or feeling bad, or just don't know what to do with yourself. So guys, let's just hang in there. We are waiting for this. I think it's 9 days that's left. So if we hear fellow South Africans, then I don't know what that is going to say, whether it's going to say extension, or it's going to say let's go out. But then again, like I said, when he says we're all free, remember that freedom for some of us is going to be the time when we actually feel depressed. Because right now we are all the same. We are all unemployed. In a sense, we are all not waking up going to work. We are all not waking up going to school. we are all just at home and siyafana. But once then they say, okay, abantu ababuyele emsebenzini, when that's not working, it's going to start being the reality to say, shit, when that can't go to school, it's going to be the reality to say, I wish I could go to university, but I can't go, So there is a lot of things that after this that are still going to be a problem that we must deal with. But I just want to say I love you. Take care of your family, take care of your loved ones, take care of your self-care. Self-care is very important. Just breathe. It's important to breathe. It's important to cry. It's important to say, I am not okay. So when Baba, I can see Baba is just tuned in, but I'm just closing up. But I'm just saying it's okay to close your eyes, try and find a space for yourself where you can just be and just be okay with everything that is not adding up right now. Try and come up with ways to resolve what you can, in serenity to accept things that you can change, and just accept those that you can't change. Because if you can't change them and you keep stressing about them, it's just going to cause you more depression. It's going to cause you a lot of other things. So I pray that we come out of this empowered. I pray that just this hour that I spent with you has added some value to you. I will save it and I will post it on my Facebook page. You can share it with your friends. You can still share your comments and let me know how you're coping. What do you think we can do better? Thank you. Have a lovely day. Bye.